Well, dealing with a difficult ex and kids who are too honest can be tough parenting situations. And marriage and family therapist Kent Toussaint joins us this morning to answer your questions. Good morning, Kent.
Hello.
Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, so the first question is, can you say what repercussions my ex's verbal abuse of me in front of our 11-year-old daughter and lying about me to her will have? He refuses to go to court-ordered therapy as well.
It's a big topic. I do whole seminars on this issue. I posted a blog article on this on our website at teentherapycenter.com called Co-Parenting with Your Hated Ex-Spouse. And here's the issue with this. When one parent is disparaging another parent, especially in a divorce situation, because divorce is hard enough as it is, the risk is it tears down the relationship with both parents. It tears down, in this situation, it tears down the relationship with the father because of how hurtful he's being. It also can tear down the relationship with the mom because some way this little girl still loves her dad, and there's something must be true about that. And it creates a lot of confusing feelings. So what happens is, eventually, this 11-year-old turns into a 14-year-old and says, I'm done with both of you.
Exactly.
And then goes to more unhealthy relationships leading to possibly, drug use, alcohol abuse, inappropriate sexual activity. And what I would recommend for this family is get help, get therapy. The dad may not be willing to be a part of the therapy, and you can't control that. The mom can control that. She can get help for her daughter. And some people may say, well, the father may not allow her daughter to go. At age 12 in California, a 12-year-old is legally able to consent to her own treatment.
Oh.
So that is something to consider if the father's getting in the way.
Yeah, and I've never been through a divorce, so I can't really say anything, but it just seems like talking bad about your ex is just hitting below the belt.
It is. It doesn't get any worse because it starts to interfere with her own sense of self. Because, you know, the whole thing, yo mama jokes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why people do that, because it's hurtful.
Yes.
And now when it's coming from one parent to another parent, it's even more hurtful because it's hurting herself.
Exactly.
And hopefully this family will be able to turn this around and have a more respectful communication with each other.
Okay, and the next one is, we've taught our daughter to be honest, but she's reporting classmates for really minor stuff. I'm worried nobody will want to be her friend. What can I do?
So with this situation, I would want to talk to this little girl about what is her intent. Why is she telling? Because there's this whole thing of, snitches, and it's a horrible thing to do because kids should be able to go to parents or teachers or adults and say when something is wrong. Because when something is really wrong, you want them going and getting help.
Exactly.
So what is her intent? Is her intent to get someone in trouble because it's fun? Is it because she thinks her friend's in danger? Why is she doing it? She may not really understand how it's impacting somebody else. So I would have many conversations with this daughter, excuse me, about, what is her intent and what is she trying to help? And, it's different if Timmy over there is chewing gum in class. Do you really need to tell him that? Probably not. But if Timmy is bullying somebody, well, that's when you want to tell. And finding that balance is difficult. And that's what parents and teachers should be talking to kids about.
Okay. The next one is, how do we decide what age our child should be left home alone? He's 12, and I think he's old enough and mature enough, but I'm hesitant.
So I think this mom is probably listening to her intuition. She's probably thinking her son is about ready to go, but she's not sure. So it is going to be dependent on the kid. There are some 16-year-olds who can't be left at home.
Exactly.
But if she thinks her 12-year-old is ready, what I would do is I would have small instances where he can go a half hour at a time. But also talk about if there's something going wrong, how he can contact her or another parent or a grandparent or a neighbor, or if there's an earthquake, what is the safety plan, and go from a half hour to an hour and eventually to a place where you feel comfortable leaving him alone for a while.
Exactly. Great advice. Okay, sometimes I think getting my son a phone was the worst thing we have ever done. How do we cut back after we've let the cat out of the bag?
So electronics is practically an epidemic in our society. And they're great fun. They're really exciting, and they're wonderful tools. But it's not a neutral technology. And what that means is the technology, and I have a smartphone. I'm sure you do too. And I check my phone often. It is designed to hook you in. But we're adults, and we didn't grow up with it. Digital natives, kids who've grown up since they were 2 and had the iPad, they're hooked in, and it's tied into the brain. We have seeking brains, and every time we find something and something new, we get a hit of dopamine, which is a chemical in our brain that's like the feel good, and we're getting it all the time. So every time you pick up that phone and you get that like or that, that text, you get that hit of dopamine. And if you're 12 years old or 13 or 15, it's hard to regulate that. And I think it's really important to set boundaries. You're not going to take the phone away forever, but there may be boundaries where you can have the phone as long as you're in the living area, you're in the living room with family, or there are certain times in the family where no one's on the screen, including mom and dad.
Exactly.
And that's when you guys can sit there and play Monopoly, walk the dog, or do whatever.
Just talk.
Yes, talk.
All right, Ken, thank you so much for
You're very
all of that.
welcome.
We certainly appreciate it.